big events, and you're invited to all of them.
She got a lot to say. Let's do this. Let's get it on.
On Wednesday, June 18th, we go live on C-SPAN for the second consecutive year with our Climate Justice plus Black Health Symposium. Tavis Smiley will moderate an all-star panel of thinkers and influencers as we continue our vitally important climate justice work.
Hey, Tavis Smiley, talk about.
On Thursday, June 19th, you're invited to join us as we celebrate Juneteenth and our 4th anniversary. There will be plenty of food, fun, great music, good vibes, and all of your favorite KBLA Talk 1580 hosts will be there.
Yeah, man.
Flip the beat. On Saturday, June 21st, there are 2 big events you're invited to attend.
I can't wait to hear it.
This year, KBLA Talk 1580 continues its annual partnership with the Empowerment Congress for a community celebration and dialogue to educate, engage, and empower. This year's theme is resilience in the face of chaos.
Can't wait to see what's up next.
Y'all ain't ready for this.
And new this year is our State of Black Women in Los Angeles Symposium, moderated by Dominique DiPrima, with a luncheon to follow. Dominique will be leading a dialogue with some of the most impactful Black women leaders in Los Angeles, and you're invited to join.
This is it.
All of these events are free, but seating is limited, so you must register in advance at our KBLA1580.com website, where you can find all the details you need about each event.
Check it out.
It's our 4th anniversary, and we would love to celebrate it with you.
I love you guys so much. There's nothing you can do about it.
We're KBLA Talk 1580.
The only black talk radio station west of the Mississippi.
Thank you for having our black.
Happy anniversary, KBLA!
We love you. Love you.
White diamonds, 2 a.m. she wildin'. She sick, got they stomach in her comments. What school you went to? Gardena, Compton, Westchester, King, True, did we function? Lil, but that dog give me, that's on pup. All my kids are sucking up. Have you ever took a fade and ran 3 more back to back? Oh, you haven't? Then shut the up and keep it rap. I'm from the land. Don't say you hate LA when you don't travel past the 10. Am I tripping? Yes, I am. Meditate over some money. I see Franklin, I find Van. I'm from the land. Don't say you hate LA, but live in LA and pretend. My neck on Tarantino, Alejandro Spike Lee. Just know you took the scenic route if you stand by me, stupid.
So fly in this 50 on me, don't die trying it. You know I'm up and down when I slide in this. Beamers and the jets outside in this. West side, get the money.
KBLA Talk 1580. It's an exciting day around here. It's Friday for one thing, and you never know what you're going to get our final hour of Friday. That's why you want to keep it locked on a Friedman Friday. Right now, joining me in the studio, rap artist and songwriter from Long Beach, California. He's well known around here for his fusion of storytelling, West Coast grit, and his own authenticity, and of course his talent as an artist. He's a solo artist, but also a member of the collaborative powerhouse GUMBO. Ro, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
You might know him as Caro.
Yep.
Caro a day.
How you doing?
Welcome. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me. This is exciting.
Yeah. So, you describe yourself as an artist. I mean, I read the bio, but I feel like they're a little. Sometimes they don't tell us really.
Yeah.
The nitty gritty of
right.
who Ro is.
Right. Ro. He's just one who tells his story. This biggest thing is authenticity. Wherever I am, that's where I'm at. You know, oftentimes geared towards our people. You know what I'm saying? Like speaking for quite a bit of us, you know. And then there's other times where Ro just likes to have fun. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much it. Coming from the West, also having this bridge, you know, down in like Georgia as well. I spent a lot of time out there, so I picked up a lot of sounds from friends and family that I chose, you know, and I ended up making that a thing with my music. It just happened to organically come that way. So oftentimes when I'm doing my music, somebody's like, where are you from? And I'm like, oh, I'm from here. Oh, it sounds like you from there. And then when I go over there, they're like, where you from? You from Cali? You know, so it's always this back and forth thing of it, which I thought was cool. First it was weird, and then I was just like, you know what? I did pick up things from there. So, and I had other experiences, learned things from them and understood it, and I just merged it, you know.
Ro, you've worked with a lot of different folks.
I have, yeah.
Well, talk about Gumbo.
Gumbo, my brother Danger, he's one half of the duo Gumbo. We've been doing that since, I want to say COVID time. We formed this group. We were talking with Trevor Lawrence Jr., who's a producer for Dr. Dre and so many other like artists, you know, also ushered in by Adrian Miller, you know. So these guys, including Danger, we had a conversation about what we wanted to do about this time of COVID. So everything was just a reflection of what we've seen, the rise of Black Lives Matter, and we wanted to give our take on what was happening. So that's pretty much how Gumbo was formed. We dropped the project. We also had Exhibit.
Stir the Pot, I think.
Stir the Pot is the album. Yes,
Yeah.
That's out now. Please check that out. Yeah, so it's dope. And we also had Dr. Melina Abdullah, a part of this with Black Lives Matter Grassroots. So with our merch initiative, whatever we made from our merch, we made sure we gave over to Black Lives Matter Grassroots.
Yeah, I saw that. That was interesting. As a hip hop or rap collaborative,
Yeah.
you guys said, okay, this section of our merch is going to go to Black Lives
Yeah.
Matter Grassroots. Interesting that you weren't confused about which was the real Black Lives Matter.
Well, yeah.
And I saw you hand over that check.
You know what? I saw you in front, huh? Were
Yeah.
you up front?
Yeah.
I was going to ask you that, and then I was just like, I'll ask her another time. But you look so familiar. I'm like, she was right in front. I think I smiled. I was smiling. I looked at her. I was just like, okay, she looks familiar. But yeah. So we definitely have a great relationship. We had and just working on things together. You know, it was we've been places working with Chuck D, who also like passed over this baton to Gumbo.
So explain that to me, because
Yeah.
I know Chuck D was in the mix with the
Yeah.
collaboration with Black Lives Matter Grassroots,
Mhm.
but also with Gumbo in general as a concept, right?
Mhm.
What was that? What was that relationship, partnership, or whatever
With
that
Gumbo
was?
and
Chuck D. Yeah, or you and
You know
Chuck,
what?
or Ro
That
and
was
Chuck
just,
D.
you know what? It was just believing in what we do, understanding that we're ready, you know, understanding that we are just as much as artists as we are to the ground, you know, doing our best as human beings, as Black folk, you know, to take care of our own, or at least just have some kind of impact, you know, just be a link in that chain. Chuck D, yeah, when he passed that baton over, I was just like, they were like, you ready? I said, that's a big baton, you know, but, you know, you got to step up and do it. He didn't say it. You better be ready now, you know, so, and it brought
What is
more
the
excitement
baton?
between
I mean,
us.
is it a consciousness baton? Is it a flow? Is it a hip hop responsibility? Like, how did you
All
see
of
what
it.
was handed
It's
to you?
actually all of it. You know, I had to sit down and talk with him after. I said, hey, you know, I wasn't ready for that. You said what? And he was like, you got it. And I'm like, all right, I got it, but I have questions. You know, like, what does this mean?
I got it, but what am I getting?
Like, what is it? You know, and so everything had to do with just talking about like, hey, I love doing this. This is who I am. And then there's some days where I feel a tad bit wayward, you know, and he's just like, hey, that's still part of the process, you know, and this is your growth. And which is why I always really hit on like things just being like introspective, like, you know, Chuck, he was just telling me, you need to make sure you're just being yourself. And I think that was the organic flow of how everything merges to where I am now.
But
who I'm
Chuck
with
D's
now.
from New York.
Yeah,
He's known as this
East Coast.
conscious guy
The
and
legend.
and you know, he's kind of a public intellectual or whatever.
Yeah.
You're from Long Beach, born and raised here. You not I mean, no shade at all. But
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
you're not a New York guy, right?
No, I'm not.
And your background, your personal history, I'm not getting silver spoon. I'm not getting, so, you know, talk about how Ro from Long Beach, Karoa Day from Long Beach gets, you know, this mantle. Why does Chuck D think you're that guy?
Man, why does he think that? Yeah, I thought that, you know? And why do I think, and it's not just me, it's me and my boy Danger. So
Right, under Gumbo.
The reason why is because we knew that we had a duty. We knew it. And we had I would say, have a fire about us, and that is something he saw, and maybe just something he also just recognized. Like he knows that, along with many others too, who are putting that work in. But that is something that I believe he saw it, he recognized it. He listens to the music, he plays our music as well, and he's always talking to us about our stuff as well. So I think it was just he recognized it. It wasn't always this way as far as who I was. I would say, coming from, Long Beach politics, and I was like teetering. I was
street politics.
It's street politics, but I was a skateboarder too. It was just like this, like there was just different avenues. I think from Long Beach is very diverse too, so I had the options. I didn't even know about really the politics until, let's say, 8th grade. Like, so then I'm like, what is this? What's going on? And then I had my own thought of, there was a frustration, being a young teenager, black teenager, and wanting to, it was funny, it was also a tribal thing about it too, about just men being warriors, and there was codes, there was rules, and in some capacity, and that was something I also was just like, there's a seasoning of it, there's something in here that reads warriorhood, discipline, and just which speaks to me.
Rites of passage.
Rites of passage, exactly. And then, but then, let's say I'd listen to Nas, or I'd listen to some guy named Mos Def or something like that, Yasin, shout out to him. But, there are artists that I started to really listen to, with my CD player, and telling my age. But yeah, so, and I started to gravitate towards that, information. And then I start to get another lens of what I was looking at in the neighborhoods, and how I was starting to see things, and how I wanted to shift things, and how I wanted to make a better impact on where I was around.
Yeah, when you talk about street politics or skateboarder politics, music industry politics, but especially the streets, right? Even when I've seen it with gang intervention people, I've seen it with artists, actors, even politicians, that you can start to gain a consciousness and start thinking about how you can impact your community, what your duty is, but the streets can keep calling you back.
Yeah, if you allow it, and I think oftentimes you have to know who you are. You have to know who you are, and you got to stand on that, because there's always somebody who can call you, say something, and then maybe your ego, gets the best of you, and then you start, getting into it, and then some people don't let you live stuff down, and then you have to, some people, and then you
doesn't matter what field you're in, that's
manage.
true. Yeah, exactly.
you just got to manage. But I think definitely just knowing who you are and what you want to do, who you want to be in this life, and you go with that, you're not, you're not safe from everything, but you gotta, when you know who you are, just do you.
Talking with Ro, known to some as Karo Day, I just want to make it clear, the only reason we didn't start out with his music is because we were looking for
we was looking for clean stuff. I'm clean like, I know I have
but we're going to get some for you, because I want you to hear the music. You've got an album out now.
Yeah,
you're on Exhibit's new one. I want to hear.
Yeah, Kingmaker.
The new one is called Moving Day.
Yeah.
You're on Kingmaker. So I want to hear some of that.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely got to hear the flows. That's coming up. And, of course, you're always invited into the conversation, 800-920-1580. Happy Friday. From KBLA Talk 1580.
A safe place to go loud.
A great place for progressive politics.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, coverage. There was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call Select Quote at 1-800-729-7070. That's 1-800-729-7070. Or go to selectquote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-729-7070. Details on example rate at selectquote.com.
KBLA Talk 1580 congratulates Pastor and Mrs. William Sachs Epps on their retirement from stewardship at the historic Second Baptist Church. Dr. Epps has faithfully served Second Baptist as its senior pastor for 37 years. What a legacy of love and leadership. Pastor and Mrs. Epps will be honored at a luncheon on Saturday, July 26, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Sheraton Universal Hotel in Universal City, and you're invited to attend. Noted scholar Dr. Michael Eric Dyson is the keynote speaker. For ticket information, please contact epsretirement@gmail.com or call 213-399-2103. That's epsretirement@gmail.com or call 213-399-2103. To Pastor Epps and First Lady Epps, congratulations from all of us at KBLA Talk 1580.
The Comedy Connection series featuring KBLA's Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, and the alpha male of comedy, Ray Grady. We're going to transform relationship disasters into stand-up material live at Inglewood's Miracle Theater on May 31st at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. My clinical team will disclose all of your dating woes, while the alpha male of comedy, Ray Grady, has hand-selected supremely talented comedians to roast all of our tragic relationship choices. I dare you to bring your ex's phone number, because Ray, he's going to text it live, and the crowd will be sourcing emojis. Tickets are moving swiftly, so don't hesitate to grab yours at themiracleinglewood.com before I diagnose your dating history as a pre-existing condition.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Thank you. Bottom of my heart, I'm grateful. With that kind of love, I can't lose. Knowing where it goes, so stay tuned. Great news. Bottom of my heart, I'm grateful. With that kind of love, I can't lose. Knowing where it goes, so stay tuned. Stay tuned. Yeah. Thank you. Bottom of my heart, I'm grateful. With that kind of love, I can't lose. Knowing where it goes. Back when I was climbing up them couches, my mama bumping Rhythm Nation. Work Frito Lay to make $1. She out there counting up and saving. Me and Tan seen a pop up, but that's another conversation. Those Tyco nights she made our chocolate marshmallows in it. She's amazing. Yeah, my grades was not the greatest. Skipping school just to catch a train and skateboarding downtown LA. Came home to the answering machine just in time to erase what they were saying. School said I missed a couple days. No matter what others said about me, you had my back either way. Thanks. Thank you. Bottom of my heart, I'm grateful. With that kind of love, I can't lose. Know where it goes, so stay tuned.
That's Caro a day. Tell me about the song first, and then tell me what's happening with your name.
Oh yeah, so Caro is just short. You know what I mean? Ro is a short version of Caro. And I went with that just because I was saying it often, and it just popped to me. And then I did a song called Roism, inspired by my homeboy Demetrius Shipp Jr. He played in, he was Tupac in All Eyes on Me, he's All-American, plenty of other films as well. And so we were he's the one who ushered me in with a lot of this music stuff in the first place. Or starting again with music, I would say. So he had a song and he titled it Roism, right? I was like, yo, that's it. That's dope.
So under Gumbo, when you record under Gumbo, we see Caro.
Yeah.
A day.
Yeah, you see.
But this new album, Moving Day, is just Ro.
It's just
R-O.
Yeah.
And there's actually a space between the R and the O, right?
Yeah. So
I'm saying that in case you're looking for it on Apple Music.
So
it's R-O.
It's funny you saw that. So it is that way. So R was rhythm, and then the O was a continuance of like, this is forever. Like, this is my position. This is my position, and this is what I'm definitely here all the time. I always find myself in this place. No matter where I go, it's always these like sounds that always I gravitate to, and it was just row, and then rowism was just the ism of my rhythm, you know.
And so, is this a reinvention of yourself?
You know what? It's not a. I always had this. It was always here. It was just identifying and recognizing, like I was saying before, knowing who you are, and standing on that, just being who you are, you know. And so that side was there. Gumbo, that was, hey, we need to respond. I don't like this. You know what I mean? It was one of those things of, hey, don't get me wrong. When the war horn blows, you know, I'm gonna show up. But I like that walk on the beach too. You know, like I like to go chill, have a good time, relax. I just have to answer this call. And so that was just me putting on this, or bringing out this other side of me.
So it's not a trendy thing, because, I mean, okay, I've been an activist a long time, and I watch artists, particularly those that are more on the celebrity side, being very trendy with their activism. And so right now, like you guys with Gumbo made an album, made merch, donated cash, not just talking, but cash to Black Lives Matter Grassroots. But then a lot of celebs are now running away. Oh no, it's not Black Lives Matter anymore. We're backing off of it.
No, it's always Black Lives Matter. I don't care what's going on. You know, I don't care what happened with those individuals on the other side with Black Lives Matter. It's still Black Lives Matter. I don't care what you throw at us or who's running, or if you run, it's still Black Lives Matter. I don't care. And there's still people here doing that work. So you can't, and so many people try to have us not think about that, or try to like water it down, or act like it was just some thing that's in or out. It's always been a thing. We're just saying it this way now. We're just saying it Black Lives Matter. But it's always been that. So I don't be wanting to hear that. I'm like, yo, like that's crazy to me to hear somebody, oh, okay, I'm just gonna dab in and I'm out. And it's just, you out of what? We're still in it. No matter how you feeling that day, no matter how you feeling and where you're at, it's still a thing. And we have to tackle that and keep pushing that issue. That's a big thing to me. You know, and that was the thing about Gumbo. I remember being on the phone with the manager, Adrian. I was just like, listen, I do want to do this. But if we do this, we're not just making music. We can't. We have to make some kind of impact. And he knew that too. I just had to make sure that was clear. Like, I can't be here just making cool songs or make a record and then that, you're like, oh, okay, I feel this. And then where'd you go? Nah, we have to, if we're gonna really do this and do that. And I come from a background when I was living in Georgia, I would say Augusta, Georgia, from the John Henry Clark Historical Society. So it was our study group, but also we took a lot of action, you know, and training as well. So it was one of those things like, if we do this, we gotta do this. You know, we can't just be here and gone tomorrow. And no matter, I would just say that. You know, that was a big deal to me, making sure we're walking it.
Speaking about walking it, you're also you're a fitness person. Yeah.
Get your steps in. Get those steps in. Check your phone. You got your phone. Get your 10,000 at least. Yeah. Speaking of walking.
Well, because we were talking off the air about a friend. You have a friend who struggled with
weight. Yeah. So we're very transparent with each other, and we're very transparent, and we'll say it how it is, and we can be tough on each other too, but it's like that brotherly love, you know. And we both went through phases where we started to like pick up weight. The minute I did, and I thought I was like doing some like bulking and all this other stuff, and I was just like, nah, that's something else, man. You need to lift more. You eating more than you lifting, you know? And then he was, hey, bro, you getting big out here. And I said, really? Like, oh, man, I got to get to it. I'm tripping. And he did the same thing shortly after. And I was just like, you know, I was getting in shape, and I'm just like back to it. And he's like picking up this weight. And I'm like, bro, you fat.
You just said, I'm sorry to laugh, but that's, in the world of body positivity, that could be a problem.
It can be a problem, but I'm going to say it. You fat. Dude, Yes, I took so he was a little overweight, and we joke around. So he's trying to talk mess. I'm like, nah, you can't say nothing. And I just like take my hand on his stomach. I'm like, look at this. I'm like, come on, what are we doing? I just had to flip it real quick, flip it up. Just like, I don't know where you are right now, but I'm here to tell you, this ain't it, Chief. Like, this is not it. We gotta be on it. And we come from, martial arts, and we come from just being active and like together. Like, we have pictures of us like in gis, sparring each other. So to see you do that, I'm like, I want to see this, bro. And he would tell me something like, oh, well, the girls like it. I'm like, that's not who you want, though. That's not who you want at the end of the day. This is how you feel about yourself right now. And my personal opinion, I was just like, you got to be mindful of, like, who's telling you can do these things and not being the best version of yourself, because maybe you're giving them a reason not to be. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? And then you want this in shape woman and, with all the bells and whistles, I would say. And the minute she lets go, you're going to look at her like, hey, what you doing? And she's going to tell you what you been doing. What's the problem?
Friends don't let friends fall off.
I'm not doing that. I love him too much. So, yeah, and he stays on me too. Like, even music, days where I'm like, man, I feel like I need to just be doing more work, like just more active in something. And he's just like, man, you better keep doing what you're doing. What's wrong with you? Because he's been there, seeing the whole process, of everything that's been happening.
Artistic accountability partners.
Yeah, for sure.
That's deep.
And he's a chef. So I was just like, I don't care. I don't care. Don't you eat yourself into this state that you don't want to be in.
We're talking with Ro. That's his name. R.O. The album is out now, Moving Day. And you can find it on Apple Music and other places. We're going to talk about that, your journey as an artist, the collabs, to be independent or not to be independent. All that's coming up after news, traffic, and sports on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Israel has accepted a new U.S. brokered ceasefire proposal with Hamas. Dr. Faraz Sinwa volunteers in Gaza and said conditions are dire.
They need specialized equipment, and it's not equipment that's exotic. It's available in any third world country, but not in the Gaza Strip because of the blockade. The smells you would smell are rotting flesh and sepsis.
The plan, led by envoy Steve Witkoff, includes a 60-day truce and the release of 10 living and 18 deceased hostages. President Trump's tariff plan is being reinstated by a federal appeals court for now. The court granted the administration's request to pause a lower court's ruling that blocked most of President Trump's tariffs on other countries. And in dramatic testimony, a woman known only as Mia told a New York court Thursday that Sean Diddy Combs repeatedly sexually assaulted her while she worked as his assistant, calling his behavior terrifying and unpredictable. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
The Dodgers and the Yankees, two of baseball's most iconic franchises. Their rivalry, once a battle between boroughs, would transition into an East Coast-West Coast affair. Come to Dodger Stadium Friday, May 30th through June 1st for the 3-game series between the Dodgers and the Yankees. Visit Dodgers.com/tickets.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
For New York Knicks fans around the country, your season is not over. The Knicks avoided elimination in the NBA playoffs Thursday night with a 111-94 win over Indiana in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Indiana is up 3-2. The series goes back to Indianapolis for Game 6 on Saturday. The Knicks need to win to force a Game 7 in New York on Monday. The Yankees are in town this weekend to play the Dodgers. Game 1 of a 3-game series is tonight at Dodger Stadium. First meeting between the Dodgers and Yankees since they met up in the World Series last year. The Angels are at Cleveland tonight. The Angels are trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. UCLA's softball team got a walk-off 2-run homer from Jessica Clemens to beat Oregon 4-2 in the first round of the Women's College World Series in Oklahoma City. UCLA plays Texas Tech on Saturday. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. Let's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
When you turn to the Employment Development Department, we'll help you get there. From support while you find a new job, or the resources to focus on your recovery after illness or injury. Your EDD will help you get there. For more, visit edd.ca.gov.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. You ready?
Somebody make some noise in this joint.
KBLA Talk 1580 celebrates its 4th anniversary this year on Juneteenth.
Here we go again.
Hard to believe 4 years has gone by so fast.
Oh my God.
But here we are, still standing, still loving and serving our people as best we can.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
To celebrate our 4th anniversary, we have 4 big events, and you're invited to all of them.
She got a lot to say. Let's do this.
Let's get it on! On Wednesday, June 18th, we go live on C-SPAN for the 2nd consecutive year with our Climate Justice plus Black Health Symposium. Tavis Smiley will moderate an all-star panel of thinkers and influencers as we continue our vitally important climate justice work.
Hey, Tavis Smiley, talk about.
On Thursday, June 19th, you're invited to join us as we celebrate Juneteenth and our 4th anniversary. There will be plenty of food, fun, great music, good vibes, and all of your favorite KBLA Talk 1580 hosts will be there.
Yeah, man.
Flip the beat. On Saturday, June 21st, there are 2 big events you're invited to attend.
I can't wait to hear it.
This year, KBLA Talk 1580 continues its annual partnership with the Empowerment Congress for a community celebration and dialogue to educate, engage, and empower. This year's theme is resilience in the face of chaos.
Can't wait to see what's up next.
Y'all ain't ready for this.
And new this year is our State of Black Women in Los Angeles Symposium, moderated by Dominique DiPrima, with a luncheon to follow. Dominique will be leading a dialogue with some of the most impactful Black women leaders in Los Angeles, and you're invited to join.
This is it.
All of these events are free, but seating is limited, so you must register in advance at our KBLA1580.com website, where you can find all the details you need about each event.
Check it out.
It's our 4th anniversary, and we would love to celebrate it with you.
I love you guys so much. There's nothing you can do about it.
We're KBLA Talk 1580.
The only black talk radio station west of the Mississippi.
Thank you for having our black.
Happy anniversary, KBLA.
We love you.
Find a righteous rage and don't be afraid to say what you see. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah. Blah, I embrace the law of attraction to the final law of gravity. Looking over the sky's canopy. Look, I wasn't born with it, I'm forged in it. If I don't get chills from it, then I don't want it. I need that drop in my stomach on Gucci. Go like Geechee, go like Casey. Fire freely, turnstile Tokyo, loud greenleaf. Sugar rush, karate kid. Wonder where my daddy went, that sensei. Couple threads missing from my kid type. My chick bossy, I'm ballsy. You ruined yourself, I ain't had to tell my side of the story. Say the best revenge is to live well, not if your loved one get killed. Like fuck that Lambo, I need ammo. Snakes wanna rattle me up. You ain't Cobra, Black Mamba, eating a pack of mamas. Might slide in your mama, wandering down a Hennessy and sliders. Pussy designer, might need asylum. Instead, I killed it. Moment of silence. Hold for the homage. Stop my fish, shake the earth. Stop my
KBLA Talk 1580. That's Gumbo.
That's Gumbo. That's Gumbo. That's raw.
And that, obviously, the album is Stir the Pot. It came out in 2024. It's out now. You can find it.
Yes.
And your latest, your solo, Row, Moving Day, out right now. We can find it everywhere we find music.
Exactly.
Now, are you an independent artist? Are you signed to a label? Are you somewhere in between? A hybrid? Independent. Independent by choice?
Yes, independent by choice. It was, I had to step back from, I would say, cut out some of the noise or the static, I would say, and then really push what I wanted to push. You know, I really my homeboys, and I believe in my homies, right? And we've been working together, you know, and I was just like, man, my people are right here. They're in my face, you know. Let's just do our own thing, you know. So that's where we are. That doesn't mean we don't partner up. That doesn't mean we don't if we do need something, we won't make that phone call. But my village is pretty sharp, you know, with who they are and what they do. So
are more artists making that choice? I mean, is the business model of the music business today driving more artists to independent by choice?
It just seems like it's changing. You know, we already have our own environments, you know, and don't get me wrong, there's those big labels who are able to push artists and sell their story to others, tell their story. But we can do that.
I think
too.
you said it right first. Sell the story.
Yeah.
Tell the story, sell the story.
Yeah. We can do it. You know, I can tell you who I am off my phone now. I can tell you who I am. Yeah, I can tell you who I am. And I think I can do a great job at it as well. So it's like, what do I need right now from you?
And you're on Exhibit's new one, Kingmakers, his new
shout out
album.
to X to Z.
So you can be heard on that.
Right.
You've collaborated with lots of other folks.
Yeah. That song has has his son on there, Trey Capital, and Damo Genesis, who was also from like Odd Future, you know, with Tyler Creator and them. That was a dope record. I was happy to be a part of that. I was like that missing Exhibit. He hit me up about the missing piece to the song, and so I went over to the studio and listened to it. And when I start writing, you know, I pace back and forth. That's just me. That's how I get my steps in too.
Get your steps in writing rhyme.
So I'm always moving. So that's how, you know, I don't really sit. I start walking back and forth. And my homeboy is like, oh man, you know, when he start walking, he got something. You know, and I just started laughing, and I said, you know, I recited the lines, and X was like, say it again, and I said it again, and then like the line, he's like, yeah, get in there, and then so went in, recorded it, and I saw Damo. He just when he heard it, he was just like, that's hard. And I was just like, are we good? I was like, yes, all right, we found a piece. So I was really happy to be a part of that. He switched that album up like 4 times, and then that song still stayed. So I was appreciative. You know.
Who do you admire and who's trash?
Oh, who do I admire? I admire so many artists. I admired, first off, I got closeness that I admire myself. You know what I'm saying? So I got my homeboy Danger. He's giving me, you know, so much advice, and when he does his music, he's just unapologetic about it. You know, every time he's like, wherever I am, that's where I'm at, and that's it. You know, and I love that. I can't say it on the radio. I don't care. You know, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care. I'm doing this, and that's it. But
GF.
Yep,
like that.
That's it.
Yeah.
So, I've always been, you know, like a Hove, like Jay-Z, like Yasin Bey, Lupe, and like these people. They really shaped how I saw music. For that time when I was looking for, you know, the story, you know, and then Nas too.
I'm smiling because I, you know, people say the West Coast is having a moment. I'm not hearing like Long Beach or California.
Oh, you know what?
In that list.
Well, I would say those who are. So this is before, you know, the greats now, you know. Right. This is before
That's
that.
The classics
list. This is when I speak on it, I'm thinking about me in high school.
Right.
I'm thinking about me in middle school, like who I was listening to and who helped shape me, you know.
Understood.
But yes, what's happening now? I mean, you know, it's pretty obvious. You got your dots. You got Soul. You got man, who else is killing it? I really like what AZ is doing. I like Oh man, who else?
Well, you
my
got
brother
the rest
Jay
of the
French. My brother Jay French. I think
Okay.
if you listen to his music,
yeah.
he's a driving force. He is like.
I say okay because it's Freedman Friday, and you know the reparations conversation got kind of heated with.
Oh yeah, that's my. I love him. That's my brother, and again, he's one of those guys too. Like I'm gonna sit and listen to you, and we're not gonna always be on the same page. But I always respect where he's coming from because he's doing his work to come up with what he's coming up with, and I'm like, okay.
Do you feel responsibility, like as a guy from Long Beach or as a guy from Cali, to represent in a certain way?
To represent in a certain way, you know what? No, I love where I'm from. I love my city, and being there, like you see so many people. It's diverse. I say that again. It's diverse. So everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people are like standing on different sides of just anything. And I'm one of those guys too. I'm like, I feel like this from here. We may have some core things, but at the end of the day, it's like I feel like I need to represent me, and this is me in this place. That we love. That where I'm from.
Yeah, no, I'm smiling because I think that's a key. I hope for all of us is to be able to be true to authentic to who we are, regardless of where we are from.
Oh, that's a huge thing. I would say even through music, like, I may go into a studio and somebody's just like, they may not be from Cali, or they say Cali a lot, so they may not be from here, and then they'll say, "Oh, you from here, right? Oh, you from Long Beach?" They always said long for some reason, very long, from Long Beach, and it's like, yeah, and then so they'll play me something that they think I would want.
Okay, I got you.
Here, and some of them might be dope, and then I'm like, oh, that's fire. I'm gonna do that. I'm also feeling like this too. Do you have anything that's more? It could be house, with soul, And I'm like, I feel like this. This is where I am. I'm gonna write whatever it is what it is, but. Sonically, this is where I am. So, but we do have our stamp. We do have those things that made us who we are, that brought us out. Just West Coast music in general. Like we stamped the sound, and it's not to be slept on. I mean, it's used now.
I like the way you sidestepped. I asked you who's trash, and you didn't even take the bait.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'll let you think about that some more. Eric from Carson is on the phone. Good morning, Eric. Eric, you there?
Yeah. What's up, Dominique? What's up, Ro?
What's up, King?
What's on your mind
I want to
today?
ask a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't want this to sound disrespectful, but ironically, I heard about you a couple of months ago from one of my younger coworkers, and you sound like you are conscious. And when I was younger, my main focus, I'm a little older than you, I think my focus was to get a job, and now I have a pension and I have benefits. And I'm just wondering, when somebody takes the path that you've chosen, which is a respectable path, do you think that this path is going to sustain you in your old age?
Eric, are you a rapper?
I am not.
Okay, I was just curious if you did that, if you forego your career to go and get a pension. So are you going to be starving when you get old? Respectfully,
yeah, so are you going to be
what
starving?
Eric wants.
You know what? Hey, that's a great question. So I appreciate you asking that, brother. And my answer to that is no. It is about making the right moves, right? So if you are indeed, let's say, getting paid, doing sponsors or anything that you're doing that's bringing an income, oftentimes, let's just say you don't survive music, sounds crazy, but let's say you don't survive it. I've often heard from people who do tours, they say, hey, I don't just spend my money. I got a laundromat. I entered the boring business. I've whatever else your passion may be, real estate. So you can do things like that and still make your music. I think a lot of people have been making companies and brands and doing things based off of who they are musically, whether it be like the representation, sometimes it's just off their name, and sometimes it is the money that they brought in. So you can definitely survive this. And if you just, that committed to what you're doing and always creating music, I think you'll be fine.
I mean, the thing about it is most artists have a side hustle or two or three. But even if you are a federal worker with a pension and you just got laid off from the Department of Education or, or the Health and Human Services under this administration, we realize there's no guarantees.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you choose something that isn't your passion, you can still end up without that pension.
Yeah, I've heard that often as well.
We're seeing it in real time.
Yeah, I mean, my step-pop, he, worked somewhere. He was a store director at a Rouse, which was my first job, thanks to him. He worked there. He was maybe a few years out of retirement. Let him go.
Wow.
Let him go. And then he had to work somewhere else, find another job.
We also don't know Ro could have a pension. I mean, I didn't ask that. You could. I don't think there's a rap pension, but who knows what side hustles folks have.
Yeah, there's things happening.
I mean, when I came here, radio was my side hustle.
Yeah, okay.
And now it's my main
my brother
my
and
main thing.
My brother and I, we initially started, and it was in COVID time, so it wasn't the best time to do it. We started a water shop. He started a water shop, and then he brought me in to turn it into a coffee shop. When I was in college, I worked at Starbucks, so I took all the information I could and also worked with some other people who have coffee shops that I've known since a kid. They gave me the blueprints of how to start one and try to keep it running. So we're always
look at Miles Lowe. He's a rap artist. His side hustle is KBLA.
Hey, shout out to him. Got it sounding great and everything, man. Yeah. Appreciate you.
It's a fair question, Eric, but I think that's a question that could be asked to any artist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I appreciate the question, but you can do it. Yes.
What would other MCs say about you?
What would other MCs say about me?
Yeah, they love you, they fear you, they hate you. They want to kill you, they want to be you.
You know what? I would say what I hear often is, man, he's not afraid to try something. He's not afraid to just take a leap on sound. Just try different things and see what connects, because a lot of it has to do with letting go, and still obtaining who you are at the same time, so that's something I would get often. What else? Hate you? You know what? I got a homie, but it's out of love. He'll hear a record, he like, man, I hate you. Why is it this good? I hate you, bro. I'm finna just pack it up, man. I'm like, man, you better get in here with me. What we about to do? Let's record something, let's write something. But some homies say that, but it's out of love. But that's the main thing.
I mean, to me, being slightly feared by your peers is not a bad thing.
We'll keep each other going. You don't want to fall behind, and we have places to go. We have things that we want to do, and we got to go harder than where we are now. So, and it's the village. We all got to keep up with each other, and encourage each other to push that line.
The artist is Ro. You may know him from Gumbo. You might have known him under Caro a Day. The new is Moving Day. It's out right now. Listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Marina Del Rey turns 60, and you're invited to the party. Join us Saturday, May 31st from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Burton Chase Park for Marina Culture Jam, a free community celebration packed with music, dance, art, and fun for all ages. Experience electrifying performances by Takeo Project and Inca. Take a historic harbor tour, join the Freedom Drum Circle, and hop on a $1 water bus ride. Celebrate culture, connection, and coastline. RSVP at beaches.lacounty.gov/Marina Culture Jam.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
New Always Pocket Flex Foam will change the way you think about pads. Get full-size protection in a surprisingly tiny pack that fits right in your purse or pocket. Perfect for life on the go. With up to 0 leaks, 0 feel, and 0 bunching, you'll forget you're even wearing a pad. And Always Pocket Flex Foam is designed to adapt to your body, so you can move freely and confidently throughout your day. Experience the future of period protection with new Always Pocket Flex Foam. Pick up your pack today.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh.
I look outside myself in search of my utopia. I denied my slide must be more to see here. Somewhere to be, but nowhere to go. Somewhere to be, 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 nowhere to go. We outdone by the outcomes that we choose. We out here like we got nothing to lose. Ay. I'm riding, got my passion on the steering wheel. Well, my folks is in the hood, was driving. I pray you ain't betrayed by your ambition. If one thing be the same, shit steady switching. Ain't painless, but I pay less. Nah, I can't go numb. If we don't win by tonight, tomorrow may never come. Word alive, OG. From the city with your hours lost and dreams of murder, polar to pull you over, hate your flourish, roll with tent with cold intent to do you in the coldest sense. It started roaming like a rolling when the box that throw me in was closing in. 1-inch punch like a black mama, breaking out of that cause I'm black mama. Put my niece on, be a pat, find them my nephews, now can't have in your honor. We had dreams of a G4, 4-5's the only thing we seen flying was 16. Pulling up that juice, and gin, the only time we see dry. We would act tough round us, gotta get the scene right, it can mean your life. Can't see your crown, the gift of sight can be so blinded. I'm from the city by the sea. Perfect monsters off the target, couldn't hit the ocean from the beach. Just want a liberation piece. See, I had somewhere to go, but I had nowhere to be. Guess I'm in a roll back to me. Breathe. See, I had somewhere to go, but I had nowhere to be. See it all start with
KBLA Talk 1580. What'd you say, bro? That's you? Outro the song?
Yeah, so this is Nowhere to Go. This was one of those records where I was like frustrated in a way, you know, just starting to be outside of myself again. I started to feel myself not be me, you know, like becoming a person based off of what society thinks you're supposed to be, like all the time. And I'm just like, yo, don't forget, you on Earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're on Earth. You're here for a reason. Your thoughts are your thoughts. The way you feel is how you feel. Get back to that, you know? And then so oftentimes I use the word, and I got it from yoga, really. It was...
You do yoga?
Yeah, as often as it's been a little minute, but I would say someone who introduced me into it like years ago, I would say I was going back to back.
Yeah, I just started yoga. I love it. Yeah.
One word I would hear is breathe all the time. So... Exactly.
Yeah.
And so something burns, you're in an awkward position, whatever. It's breathe, you know. And then you know, first in the beginning, you're just breathing. You're like, okay, I'm breathing. I still feel it. But then, and then you start to get it. You're like, no, like breathe. Find your space. Find that calm in that storm. That's where you are. And that's what I started to feel in that music too.
Yeah,
you know,
I love that song.
When you're
it's really nice.
Thank you. So that was something that was a big deal to me. I was just like, hey, it's a lot going on. Find that. Remember to always step back in that space.
And you were talking to me during News Traffic at Sports about the producer
My brother, oh gosh, Lee Otis. That man's, I think he's in Spain right now. In Spain, he's incredible producer. I've been working with him since, I want to say, 2019. He produced this whole project. I was just grateful that he even took the time to even have this come to fruition. And he was also one of those guys who was encouraging, like pushing this project. He's like, man, you need to get this out, you know. And he's one of those guys, once he does something, he's on to the next thing. I'll sit with it, think once, twice, 3 times. You know, like
overthinking.
Yeah, overthinking, and then he would also remind me to step back in my space. He's just like, you got this, do this, release it. What's the problem? And I'm like, man, you're right. Let me get this going. And but he produced the whole thing. He was probably one of my favorite producers, so that I had to have on one project. So that was dope.
Well, congratulations on the project itself. Thank you for coming in and spending the hour with us. Thank you for supporting Black Lives Matter Grassroots.
Of course. Hey, it's always that.
Yeah. And remind folks how to find you.
Oh, you can find me on Instagram, Rose True, ROZETRUE. That's for Instagram. That's for TikTok. That's where you can find me. And then all my links are there. That'll take you everywhere else.
All right. Well, nice talking with you, Ro, and congratulations.
You as well. Thank you so much.
I'm gonna start my Friday off with your new album. That's what when I leave the studio, it'll be all about moving day.
There you go. That's what it is. Thank you so much.
Exactly what's going on. And don't forget, family, our 4th anniversary events are coming up quick. It's all free, but you got to register at KBLA1580.com. It's Juneteenth. It's our 4th anniversary. I'm hosting the State of Black Women in L.A. We've got a barbecue. Tavis has got a climate justice roundtable. It's all free, but you got to register. So please, the seats are filling up. Don't get mad at me, and don't be trying to get the hookup because I can't help you. KBLA1580.com. Go there and register. The best of Tavis Smiley is up next. He's got the highlights from the week that was, and it's fire, of course. And tap in with me. I'm on TikTok and all the places now, too. You can find me at diprimaradio, DIPRIMA, and then radio. You can find KBLA 1580 on all platforms. Please like, follow, subscribe, and talk smack. Like my mama, the great Diane DiPrima, used to say, history is now, and we are making it together. Until Monday, one love.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Israel has accepted a new U.S. brokered ceasefire proposal with Hamas. Dr. Faraz Sinwa volunteers in Gaza and said conditions are dire.
They need specialized equipment, and it's not equipment that's exotic. It's available in any third world country, but not in the Gaza Strip because of the blockade. The smells you would smell are rotting flesh and sepsis.
The plan, led by envoy Steve Witkoff, includes a 60-day truce and the release of 10 living and 18 deceased hostages. President Trump's tariff plan is being reinstated by a federal appeals court for now. The court granted the administration's request to pause a lower court's ruling that blocked most of President Trump's tariffs on other countries. And in dramatic testimony, a woman known only as Mia told a New York court Thursday that Sean Diddy Combs repeatedly sexually assaulted her while she worked as his assistant, calling his behavior terrifying and unpredictable. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
The Dodgers and the Yankees, 2 of baseball's most iconic franchises. Their rivalry, once a battle between boroughs, would transition into an East Coast-West Coast affair. Come to Dodger Stadium Friday, May 30th through June 1st for the 3-game series between the Dodgers and the Yankees. Visit Dodgers.com/tickets.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
For New York Knicks fans around the country, your season is not over. The Knicks avoided elimination in the NBA playoffs Thursday night with a 111-94 win over Indiana in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Indiana is up 3-2. The series goes back to Indianapolis for Game 6 on Saturday. The Knicks need to win to force a Game 7 in New York on Monday. The Yankees are in town this weekend to play the Dodgers. Game 1 of a 3-game series is tonight at Dodger Stadium. First meeting between the Dodgers and Yankees since they met up in the World Series last year. The Angels are at Cleveland tonight. The Angels are trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. UCLA's softball team got a walk-off 2-run homer from Jessica Clemens to beat Oregon 4-2 in the first round of the Women's College World Series in Oklahoma City. UCLA plays Texas Tech on Saturday. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
The Comedy Connection series featuring KBLA's Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, and the alpha male of comedy, Ray Grady. We're going to transform relationship disasters into stand-up material live at Inglewood's Miracle Theater on May 31st at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. My clinical team will disclose all of your dating woes, while the alpha male of comedy, Ray Grady, has hand-selected supremely talented comedians to roast all of our tragic relationship choices. I dare you to bring your ex's phone number because Ray, he's going to text it live and the crowd will be sourcing emojis. Tickets are moving swiftly, so don't hesitate to grab yours at themiracleinglewood.com before I diagnose your dating history as a pre-existing condition. The Comedy Connection series featuring KBLA's Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, and the alpha male of comedy, Ray Grady. We're going to transform relationship disasters into stand-up material live at Inglewood's Miracle Theater on May 31st at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. My clinical team will disclose all of your dating woes, while the alpha male of comedy, Ray Grady, has hand-selected supremely talented comedians to roast all of our tragic relationship choices. I dare you to bring your ex's phone number because Ray, he's going to text it.
Time now for the best of Tavis Smiley on KBLA Talk 1580.